This is the Life Journey Podcast with Quentin, a.k.a. Q Gauze No Days Off. From on the field and off the field, NFL player and entrepreneur. Motivating you to be the best you can be and getting you out of your comfort zone. Sharing with you travel, sports, and entrepreneurial tips with amazing guests on the show. Now, get ready for your life to change with the Life Journey Podcast and your host, Quentin Gauze.
How's it going? This is Quentin Gauze. This is the Life Journey series. Hey, man, this is episode 2. Hey, we're here with Bruce Johnson. Just like I said, man, we haven't been doing our series in a while, but we're back with episode 2. Hey, Bruce, how's it going, man?
It's going pretty good, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
No problem at all. This is amazing. Hey, me and Bruce, man, grew up, working out, playing football. I mean, this guy's a beast. Grinded. I mean, he's an amazing man. So, Bruce, man, tell us, what you got going on nowadays and stuff, man.
Since football's been over, just taking a journey into financial advising, doing a little bit of personal training on the side, trying to get guys, where I've been. So, just trying to show them the ropes and, how to get there the best way possible,
Respect. So tell the crowd, the audience, how you grew up, where you grew up, and some of the things that, lessons you learned as a kid on the way up through college and beyond.
So, I would say a lot of people now know me for, playing football, obviously. For me, the football journey, was a late start. I didn't start playing football until 7th grade. I couldn't make the weight limit for Pee Wee football. So, on up through 12th grade at Gates Chili, went to University of Maine, became an All-American there, and then, got my shot to play in the league. Definitely was a great experience. Finally being there. Crazy thing was probably playing with my favorite player, Jason Kelce. That was definitely crazy. When I first got to meet him. But overall, man, it was definitely an amazing experience for me.
Man, it was crazy, and it was crazy that we got to play on the same team, bro. That was wild because I remember when was it? Yeah, it was the last day of the draft. Mm-hmm. It was like, okay, I don't know, like actually explain your experience during the draft. The rounds are going through. You're like, okay. And then, like, tell us how, like, what teams are calling you and stuff like that.
All right, yeah. So for me, going through the draft, had a little draft party the first day. Rounds 1 through 4, I believe it was. Knowing that I wasn't gonna be going those days, but probably not until the second day or after the draft. My agent and myself had an idea that I was going to San Diego from talking to them. It happens that San Diego takes a center. Max Terrick from USC in the first round. So that was like a punch in the gut for me. As the draft goes on, I'm talking to a couple of other teams, but San Diego's still in the mix. We're still talking to San Diego. And in the 6th round, they choose another center over me. So after that happened, I kind of figured, okay, San Diego's out the picture. The draft ended. I was kind of down, but still had some hopes of going somewhere. Right. After the draft, talking to Oakland, the Eagles, of course, San Diego, and Cincinnati, and Atlanta. A couple of those teams told me that I was a tryout player, no money on the line, nothing like that. Finally, we got Philly on the line, and it came down between Philly, San Diego, and Oakland. Okay. And, Philly happened to offer me the most money, so that's where I went pretty much.
There you go. I feel you, man. Explain the experience, though. How did you feel during that time where, like, during the draft and, like, you see some guys that get drafted that probably shouldn't have gotten drafted. Yeah. Like I've seen it myself, and how did you feel about that? Because some players you let them know that experience. So,
right. I mean, the craziest thing is, you see players get drafted that you played. Players that you dominated on your own film, and they're getting drafted, and you don't get your shot to get drafted. I mean, it was definitely hurtful, but at the same time, you just gotta know guys got a plan for you. It may not be to get drafted. It may be, go after the draft and be a tryout player. You just gotta go your hardest to try to make that team, regardless of whatever your situation is.
Yeah, man. Hey, everybody, we're here with Bruce Johnson. He played at University of Maine, went to Gates Chili, played in NFL with the Eagles and the San Diego Chargers. Now they're the LA Chargers. Yeah. But he's grinding, man. So Bruce, continuing talking. So your experience on the Eagles and stuff, playing, what was the first day like?
The first day was nerve-wracking, man. I mean, I remember the equipment manager came. We had to fill out this sheet about, how do we feel to be there, our favorite players, favorite foods, just real generic. And like I said before, the craziest thing for me was admitting that my favorite player actually played for that team, played the same position as me. I watched this guy growing up, Jason Kelce, and that was definitely awkward. And I kind of felt like I can't go to this guy and be like starstruck, and be like, oh, hey man, I watched you my whole life, this and that. But
right.
After meeting him, he was definitely real receptive. I still reach out to him every now and then to this day. And he's definitely a good mentor for me. So that definitely worked out in my favor.
Blessing. And let people know like the importance of like networking when you're in the NFL.
Networking is humongous, man. NFL, everybody jokes NFL stands for not for long, and that's the truth, man. They say the average NFL career, a good career now, is 3 years. So, and a lot of people don't understand, it takes a lot to make it to that active roster. Especially a person like me, offensive lineman. I don't got many spots to make it there. I'm not really a special teams guy. I play one side of the ball and that's it. So, as far as making it there, it's definitely a struggle. But I would say the biggest takeaway for me was, meeting different people, meeting the GMs, meeting other people that work around the facility, and seeing what they do, and how can I kind of mix it up with them to try to figure out, where could I place myself in the future after football.
Right.
So, just kind of getting with those guys and using them as mentors and seeing how they reach their spots. I went to college for mass communications, very similar to you. Obviously, we got the exact same degree. So, getting with guys in the communications department and, talking to them and see how they got to, communication spot with the Eagles.
Right.
That definitely helped me out. And, also for me, I think the biggest thing is when it comes to networking is the referrals that you get from it.
Right.
It's not really so much about, talking to that one person, but it's about making a lasting impression on that person. So
exactly.
When
so
a spot
true.
comes up, they might bring up your name.
Right. And some of those lasting impressions last for life.
Oh yeah.
They'll remember you.
Right.
I called a guy the other day.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord was telling me, hey, call somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I called this guy that was an NFLPA,
Mm-hmm.
and he picked up the phone, and I just asked him about networking and stuff. And he said, there's some event to go. Like, it was just random. It was like, oh yeah, this is an event you can go to,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll put your name on the list. Make sure you come down here. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Like, it was an opportunity though.
Yeah.
And it's like, this high up dude remembered me from just being so like, yeah, the importance of like just keeping your name out there, staying relevant as much as you can, and just networking with people, even though it's like it can be uncomfortable networking.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's definitely intimidating, man. You come from college and you go to the big leagues. It's like you're scared to talk to everybody, but at the same time, you gotta kind of just stick your neck out there and just go for it, man. Because the more people you meet, the more better off you are at the end of the day.
Right. Hey, we're gonna take a quick break real quick. Hey, we're here with Bruce Johnson. Hey man, played at University of Maine, played with the Eagles and the San Diego Chargers. Hey, we'll return back real soon. Here at Iron Visuals, we love to create the cinematic experience for your company and for your target audience. This is what it's all about in today's day and age. So book us today. Go to www.ironvisuals.com to see what we can offer you. Cinematic visuals, graphic design, and marketing. See you soon. Johnson, such an amazing guy. Bruce is in the house. Hey, Bruce.
Appreciate it.
So Bruce, we've done actually a couple workouts actually this past week or so.
Yeah.
I know I wasn't able to join in those couple. It was like a couple months actually.
Yeah.
Jojo, my younger brother who was here on the show last time was he's constantly been grinding with you, and I see Jojo has totally transformed. I'll tell you, like from Jojo in 8th grade or younger to now is a totally different JoJo. Yeah. And you remember when he was young, like he was like, I don't want to go live. And man, and so appreciate you taking him in. Like that's your brother too.
That's
so
that's little bro, man.
Yeah,
Sure.
man. So we'll kind of finish off here. Leave the people, because we have some listeners in UK and Colombia, different parts of the parts of the world. Leave them with a quote. Leave them with something that you utilize within your life that helps you get through the day, that motivates you.
I think just my biggest takeaway from life, man, is just the way I walk my path is just, God has a plan for you, and it may not always be what you think it is, but my biggest thing is just live in the moment, be where you are at all times. Don't think about what happened in the past or what's going to happen in the future. Just be where you are at that moment,
right,
and just take it for what it is. Don't take things for granted. And that's I feel like if you go about your life that way, then you'll always be in the right place and in the right state of mind.
Respect. Hey, great words of advice right there. And Bruce, last question to ask you again. What does the future hold? What does the next 5-10 years hold? And where do you see yourself going and doing within that time period?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a big transition for me, you know, kind of becoming an entrepreneur, stepping away from being an athlete, but also having that, you know, the ties to being an athlete,
right.
And tying that into becoming a financial advisor. You know, the biggest takeaway that I had from the Eagles and the Rookie Symposium was, you know, 80% of NFL players end up going bankrupt, you know, so
Yep.
I want to be a guy that can help with that, especially in the black community. I feel like the black community doesn't understand, you know, generational wealth as much. So I think for me, being a black face and be able to get out there and, you know, talk to different people and talk to different crowds, I think I can really preach that and, you know, kind of teach people how to save that money for their children and their children's children, you know.
Right.
So.
Hey, man. No, I appreciate you, man. That's some real stuff right there, because there's a lot of people that don't understand, because you have new money and old money.
Exactly.
And you got to create that new money now. And
right.
I mean, I love, like, going down to Atlanta and just seeing a lot of, you know, African-American people, like, really building wealth and, like, millionaires just walking around just like, hey, like, this is what I'm doing and I'm grinding and, you know, my kids are good. Kids are set. I'm like,
that's the way to live, man.
So I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this, man. I'm gonna attack it.
Yes,
so
sir.
Staying motivated, bro. But appreciate you being on the show. And you know, again, shout out your IG, your Facebook, shout out everything. Make sure all the people hear it.
You know, IG, Facebook, pretty much everything. Every social media I got, Bruce J55. So follow me on there, man. Everything.
Hey, man, make sure you follow the man. He's a grinder. Bruce Johnson is the man with the plan. Appreciate you having on the show.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to the Life Journey Podcast with Quentin Gause. To find out more and to follow the journey, visit Quentin's Instagram at QGause or our business page at iron_visuals. For full recaps of the show, find us on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Thank you for tuning in.